Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. It has no thick atmosphere, no swirling storms, no towering rings, no moons. It does not glow like Venus. It does not fascinate like Mars. It does not dominate like Jupiter. And yet, when astronomers calculate the average distance between planets over long periods of time, Mercury turns out to be the closest planet to every other planet in the solar system. Not sometimes, not under rare alignments. On average, every planet. At first, that sounds impossible. Venus comes closer to Earth than Mercury ever does. Mars can approach Earth dramatically during opposition. Even Jupiter, at certain alignments, can be nearer than Mercury is at that moment. So how could Mercury possibly be the closest planet to Earth most of the time? The key is understanding the difference between minimum distance and average distance. Minimum distance is a snapshot. Average distance is a long-term truth. Most of us imagine the solar system like a textbook diagram. The Sun in the center, planets lined outward in neat order, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and so on. In that diagram, Earth sits next to Venus. So Venus must be Earth's closest neighbor. But the diagram is static. The solar system is not. Every planet is moving constantly. Every second their positions shift. Earth orbits the Sun once every 365 days. Venus takes about 225 days. Mercury only 88 days. Mars takes 687 days. The outer planets require years, sometimes centuries, to complete a single orbit. Because they move at different speeds and at different distances from the Sun, their relative positions are always changing. Sometimes Earth and Venus are on the same side of the Sun. Sometimes they are on opposite sides. Sometimes they form a wide angle. Sometimes they are nearly aligned. Distance expands and contracts continuously. If you measure only the moment when Venus and Earth are closest, Venus wins. But that moment is brief. For much of its orbit, Venus is far from Earth, often on the opposite side of the Sun, separated by more than 200 million kilometers. Mercury also swings to the far side of the Sun relative to Earth. But because Mercury's orbit is smaller, hugging the Sun at about 58 million kilometers, its farthest separations are statistically less extreme when averaged over time. Mercury never travels far from the solar system's center. Venus and Earth do. Mars travels even farther. The outer planets travel vastly farther. That central positioning is everything. To truly determine which planet is closest to Earth, you must calculate the distance between Earth and each planet at every possible orbital position over long spans of time. When scientists run these simulations, computing distances across years and decades, Mercury consistently emerges as the closest planet to Earth on average. The result feels counterintuitive because humans focus on dramatic proximity. We remember when Mars appears bright and large. We hear about Venus reaching inferior conjunction. We are drawn to extremes, but extremes are rare. The average matters more. Mercury's rapid orbital period amplifies its advantage. In a single Earth year, Mercury completes more than 4 full orbits around the Sun. That means it cycles through all possible angular positions relative to Earth quickly and repeatedly. It does not linger in one configuration. It spreads its presence evenly across time. Venus, moving more slowly, spends longer stretches in particular configurations, sometimes very far from Earth. Mars, slower still, can remain distant for long periods. Mercury's speed ensures statistical balance. Now extend this reasoning beyond Earth. Consider Jupiter. Jupiter's orbit lies about 778 million kilometers from the Sun. It takes nearly 12 Earth years to complete one revolution. Sometimes Jupiter and Earth are relatively near. Other times they are separated by vast distances. But Mercury, hugging the Sun, remains centrally located relative to Jupiter's enormous orbit. When average distances are calculated over long durations, Mercury ends up closer to Jupiter than any other planet is. The same applies to Saturn, and Uranus, and Neptune. Neptune's orbit lies nearly 4.5 billion kilometers from the Sun. It takes 165 Earth years to circle once. Its immense distance means that most of the time, it is extremely far from the inner planets. But Mercury's central orbit keeps it statistically nearer than any other single planet when averaged across all positions. Mercury becomes the quiet geometric center, not because it approaches dramatically, but because it rarely strays far. Imagine the solar system as a giant circular racetrack with multiple lanes. The Sun sits at the center. Mercury runs in the innermost lane. Venus runs in the next. Earth in the next. The outer planets in very wide lanes. If you stand at the center and measure your distance to each runner over time, the one in the innermost lane will be closest most often. The runners in the outer lanes may pass near you occasionally, but they spend much of their time far away simply because their path is larger. Mercury is that innermost runner. It does not need spectacular close passes. It benefits from geometry. There is something elegant about this. Mercury is often overlooked, is difficult to observe from Earth because it never strays far from the Sun in our sky. It rises or sets shortly after sunset or before sunrise, is small and dim. Yet statistically, it holds a distinction none of the larger planets do. It is the closest neighbor to everyone. Ironically, despite this statistical closeness, Mercury is one of the most difficult planets to reach with a spacecraft. Traveling inward toward the Sun requires shedding orbital energy. A spacecraft leaving Earth is already moving around the Sun at high speed. To reach Mercury, it must slow down relative to the Sun, a counterintuitive and energy-intensive maneuver. That is why missions like Messenger required multiple gravity assists from Earth and Venus before entering Mercury's orbit. The ongoing mission Bepi-Colombo follows a similarly complex path, using flybys to gradually adjust its velocity. Mercury may be closest on average, but accessibility is governed by orbital mechanics, not straight-line distance. Mercury's physical characteristics add to its paradoxical identity. It experiences temperature extremes unmatched by most planets. Daytime temperatures can exceed 400 degrees Celsius. Nighttime temperatures can drop below minus 170 degrees Celsius. With almost no atmosphere to trap heat, its surface swings violently between extremes. It rotates slowly relative to its orbit, locked in a 3:2 spin orbit resonance, 3 rotations for every 2 orbits around the Sun. Its year is shorter than its day, is a planet of extremes and oddities, and quietly, a planet of statistical centrality. The lesson Mercury teaches is broader than astronomy. It reminds us that our intuition is shaped by snapshots. We focus on moments of closeness. We celebrate rare alignments. But systems governed by motion and time behave differently when viewed across long durations. Change the definition of closest, and the answer changes. Ask which planet comes nearest to Earth, and the answer is Venus. Ask which planet is closest to Earth most of the time, and the answer is Mercury. Ask the same question for every other planet, and Mercury remains the answer. The universe often hides its truths in averages rather than extremes. Mercury does not announce its role. It does not dominate the sky. It does not inspire immediate fascination. But orbit after orbit, year after year, it remains statistically near the center of planetary relationships. Not because it seeks attention, not because it makes dramatic approaches, but because geometry quietly places it there. Small, swift, close to the Sun, and in the long arithmetic of orbital time, closest to all,